Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. So today we will recreate this one here. This was a request from a long-term patron, and yes, thanks Martin for your loyalty. I really appreciate that. And so this looks quite, maybe quite difficult to do, but it's actually quite simple. And this is not the only way we can do this, the only movement. I will show you some of the movements. It's all about deformer more than less. And I will show you how you can rotate and uh, yeah, how you change movement of the deformers. For this we will use a little espresso, but really an easy one. So because we don't have fields in deformers, and so we have to find other ways to manipulate the values. Good. Yeah, let's start. Let's start with a disk, like in this one here. Good. We start with a disk here. So bring it to plus C and make it a little denser. So 10 and 100 so that we can nicely. What is, this is okay. A smoother, so as more subdivisions we have, a smoother this whole thing will be. But at the end, we put it anyways in the subdivision surface, so does not really doesn't really matter how many it is. We can use even less, but this will do it. And put it in a cloner here. And the cloner we set to radial, and we don't need any radius here. So 0. And the count, let's make 20 or so. Yeah, 20 looks fine. And I want to hide the lines here, so with NA I can hide this. And to see this a little better, go to options and activate SSAO here. And it looks a little ugly, so with Shift V we can go into our viewport settings, and here under effects we have the SSAO here. Open this, and here we can make something little. And I want to go up with the samples here. They look a little nicer. So let's see. Set it to. Yeah, this is okay for now. Good. The next step is, yeah, we start to deform. And to do so, we need a deformer. In this case, I want to start with a twist deformer. And I want to deform the whole cloner. So here, but to do so, I have to put the cloner in a null. So I put it in a null, Alt G. And under the null, we need the deformer. But first of all, I select my cloner and bring the deformer under the cloner. The reason is when I do it like this, the deformer takes exactly the size of the cloner then, so I don't have to fit it later on. So I go to my cloner, hold the shift key and click on twist. See, now it clones all the deformers, but this is not necessary. Bring the shift just to here. And now when we rotate it, you see we can nicely rotate this guy here. Let's bring it to 180 or so for now. And hide it. And to have a nice, this looks nice, but a little boring, I would say. So let's copy the twist deformer with Control on keyboard and drag it down. And simply with the second one, we rotate a little bit. R on the keyboard and rotate it 45 degrees or so. You see, we get a really nice thing here. And this is it more than less. Let's hide the two twists here. Yeah. So now it looks quite nice. And the next thing I want a little thickness on our discs. So bring the whole cloner in a thickened deformer, or we could bring the disc in a thickened. That's better here. So I selected the disk, hold my Alt key because the thicken has to be a parent of the disk. So, and then thicken, whoops, see that works perfect. Almost perfect, but this is okay. This is, and 10 is maybe a little much. 5. Yeah, but you can change this to any time. To any time. This looks a little. Yeah, we could give now. If you have these ugly things here, we can give the disk more subdivisions here. Then it gets rounder. But as I said, at the end we put the whole cloner in a subdivision surface, so that will smooth out everything really nice. So and now let's bring a bevel inside here. So under the cloner, I bring a this case under the thicken. I can bring a cloner, a bevel. So bevel deformer with NB to see the lines. Just want to show you what I did. This is the bevel deformer now here, and I want the bevel deformer to solid. And I make it as far so that it almost comes to the middle here. So let's try with enough stuff too. Yep, that's perfect. NA. And if we now put the whole null, or not put the cloner in the subdivision, so the twist deformer will be even smoother because it smoothes the subdivision surface. So we have even more subdivisions. So bring the cloner in a subdivision surface. And now you will see we have wonderful round edges here. We can smooth this down when we go up with the bevel to, let's say, 3 or even 5. See, this will be even smoother. And that's nice. So save it as deformed discs tutorial. Okay. And now we need, of course, some movement. It's not enough when we just move the null here and say, yeah, maybe it's enough for you. But if you say, yeah, I don't need no more, you just move the null here, rotate the null. But this is not what we want. We want to rotate here the twist. And we don't want to rotate the twist. We want to change the angle here. So because you see when we change here the angle, it changes. And let's say I go into minus direction here, so that's good. We go to the minus direction and you see we get quite nice things. And you can imagine if we change this and these two guys here, but with different movements, you get a really nice random movement which we can loop because we do it with Express. So we change this with Express. So I said we don't have fields here. We have fields here, but I cannot. Uh, I cannot. Uh, how can I say it? I cannot change this angle here with this field. I can tell the field where it should work or where it should do something, but I cannot say go to minus 100 here. So this won't work. When I put in here a shader field, it would uh, on the white parts of the noise. Let's say it would. Uh, let's see. On the white parts it would deform, and on the black parts not. So let's go. The noise. You see that's go to world and make it much bigger. You see this is not really what we want because we get overlapping and everything. Do we get overlapping? Overlapping, I don't see overlap. It could be nice. I did not try it, but it could look nice when I bring here some animation inside here. No, we get totally overlapping and everything. You see this? That does not work. So let's hide this. What we need is a shader effector. Let's bring these two twists to 0 here for now. Save. And I start with one shader effector. Let's make a shader effector here and put a noise in the shading. So take a noise, make it at world and set it to 500 and give it an animation speed of 0.5 and 8 for now. Okay, and now I wanna change this value, the angle value, with this shader. And to do so, we need a little espresso. So I have here my small script that makes me a null named espresso and there's an espresso tag on it. But you also can go to this null, right click, programming tags, espresso, it's the same. The espresso tag can be wherever you want. So, okay. So this small script you will find on Patreon to download for patrons. So the first thing is we need the shader effector and the shader effector, and to read effector we need a sample node here. So need a sample. You see we have here effector, we look this up to here and say yes object, and that's it here. And here on the right side we need the weight here of the effector. Good. Now we need the first twist, drag it in here, and from the twist the angle. And we drag the angle simply to the left side, so because it's connected to here. Okay. The next thing was very important is we have to go to the shader, to the parameter, and you see here the weight transform. We have here the weight. The weight transform should be at 100%. This is important, otherwise it would not move. Good, and let's see what we get here. If we see anything at the moment. Can make this a little smaller, I think so. When we connect this, you see we see something. So it does something. When I now put in this shader here, so in the shading, I could we have an animation here, so I could say animate this, but you see we get quite not very much movement. So this I don't need the animation here. We do it differently. We want to change the angle here. And to do so, we go to the shader, we need a range mapper here. So let's make a range mapper and drag the range mapper into here. So the weight is in percent. So you see when we go to the shader, the weight transform is percent. So I go to my range mapper here and tell it that the input range is in percent and the output range and angle is in degrees. So go to degrees here. Now I see we get this here. And if we hit play, let's see what it does. Good. And here I want to make this a little more movement. So I will set the output lower to -360 and this to +360. So go to the twist here and you see we have here an angle. And now let's see, we have to go to the shader, we have to animate the shader. Yeah, I forgot we have to animate it, but we have to wait. And let's see what we get. Now I see the movement is more because we go now from -360 to plus 360. And we can play here even more with this. So I can make the scale a little bigger, so this will make the movement a little smoother. See? That works so far. We can change the noise. We can change the seed. Let's change the seed. Yeah, now this get left and right. This looks quite nice. And because I have the loop period at 8 seconds, this will perfect loop with my 8 seconds animation. So, but this is maybe a little fast. So let's go down here. And if you want even more, we can go here to minus 720 to plus 720, and we get even more movement, you see. This looks great. And now we do the same with the second one, with the second twist. So let's go to here. Bring in another shader. We copy simply this shader. And in this shader, we immediately make the different seed so that we don't have the same seed. So it's even more random. Then we need the shader 1, drag it in. We simply copy this control, drag it down. So we have the sample node. Oops, effector in this one, object. We simply copy the range mapper, control, drag it down. And here we can copy this twist. And instead of this twist, we use the twist 1. So where we have angle here, you see here it does not work, but on angle, check, I bring it in, and then I have twist 1 here with the angle. And we simply hook this up here correctly. And we have this. And if we play this now, we get a very nice movement here. Look at this, it looks great. And if it's too boring for you, you can go to the second twist, let's say. Oops, no, not to the twist, to the shader, and change here the noise again. Is the seed so that we see how it works. I played quite a long time with this so that I got the movement I like. Oh, that looks nice. That was nice. Yeah, this is very nice. I stay with this, and in addition to this, we simply rotate our null 360 degrees. So we go to the coordinates. You see here we can. So on frame 0, I make a keyframe. The last frame, I make 360. And then let's make a camera which looks exactly from the front on this thing. So bring this on 0. Oops, and bring the null back. So, and now, wow, we have a really nice random moving deformers here. And this is controlled by the shader fields, and we can change at any time when we change the noise. We can change the movement, of course. So when we can take another noise, let's say Uber, okay, some noises are not so practical. This turbulence thing. Well, on the way. Okay, this is a little too twisted, so we can go in our Expresso and in the range mapper bring this down to 360. Then we don't have this. We can make even an user data here to change this. So we can change it on the fly. but this is a little much now. So it would be no problem uh, to change these values here with the user data. So. But I showed this in other tutorials with Express, so this is. But in this case, it's not really necessary. This is the only thing we have to change is here. Or you make the noise bigger and. So we have here the noise and then the shader one. Let's bring this back to the noise. Okay. And the shading here is really no problem. I made a shader with where is it now? So this is a shader in the inside it's rough, the outside is metallic, and this outside is driven by a curvature node, so it just makes it metallic where the curvature is, and this nice colors came from a thin film. So that's all here. So this is nothing else. And if patrons can of course download the project file, so you will see what I did. And this is rendered in Octane, but it's the same for physical render. So in this case, there is really no magic behind it. And of course, I used my Cinema 4D rig, the Octane rig in this case, and to have these reflections inside. As I said, if you want to see how I shaded this and everything, just you can download it on Patreon. Okay, patrons can download it on Patreon. So and let's make here. So, but I think this is what people want to see. So let's go back to 00 here and make a protection tag here, and let's open the C. The next thing is what we can do is here what even looks nice. We can put this whole thing in a volume builder, and then it looks even more. Whoa, you know what I mean. So, but I'm not. Is it a twist? Subdivision surface. Yeah, this is all fine. Let's see. Yeah, I wanted to put it in a subdivisions in a volume builder. We put this whole thing in a volume builder. Let's go to one other and bring in a smoother. You get extremely nice and natural looks here. You see this? And let's make this a little bigger here. So let's go to dilating the road. Bring this to one or so. You get a nice thing here. If you get something like this, we can smooth this out. We can try it here with the smoother. Oh, this is too much. Or under the volume measure, we can bring in a smoothing effector. You see, this is my default settings here. No stiffness and iterations. I go up with iterations. And if we let this play, this may work a little slower now. But this is a very interesting thing as well. So let's see how long this takes to volume builder. We can put a cache layer and try to cache the animation. Let's see how long it takes. I will make a short break and come back when it's done. Okay, the caching needed about 1.5 minutes. Let's say something like that. And now let's see if it does something. It makes it not really faster, but it makes it faster. And you see, this is a really nice thing. But this is just for an idea, so I don't need the volume measure here. I delete the whole volume measure thing because I am happy with this. So okay, the second thing what you could do, so you can do it with different shapes and. So let's make a different one. So let's hide this here. The shader we can use for later. Maybe, but maybe we don't make it with a shader. What's now? Yeah, I don't need this. So okay, let's do this now with a hemisphere. So bring in an sphere, hemisphere, and rotate this 90 degrees. So I have a nice hemisphere. Give it a little more, give it more subdivisions, okay. Then I copy this sphere and make a smaller one out of this. So radius 20, fine. And now I clone them. So I bring in a cloner, bring in these two spheres in the cloner, and bring it to linear. Nothing here. Okay, they are not in the correct way, but this is because we have reset coordinates here. So deactivate this, then we have it. And here we go to blend. And if we put in, let's say 10, we get something like this here. Okay, and this again we can play with it. Uh, we can utilize these twists as well. This 200 by 200, the size would be okay. I copy these two out of here. Bring the cloner in a null and bring the two twists under the null. Let's see what we get here. Yeah. And it should work with the expressor normally. No, why does it not work with the expressor? Do I have to change the twists here? I guess, let's see, I bring in this twist here and this twist here. Yeah, now it works. That's great. And here we can again copy here, right click animation, copy track, go to this null, animation, paste track, and we have this 360-degree animation. You see, we see it. We can change the twists here, of course. Let's go to the shader here and change the shading because I wanted it starts to do, so that we see more here of this single. Oh, this looked nice. Yeah, but you see we have a little less subdivisions here. Let's this, you see this here, and for this we can of course put the whole cloner in a subdivision surface and twist the subdivision surface, and it will become smoother. You see, it's much smoother. Wow. Let's try to make the other shader a little different thing here. I play as long as I find a start where I see more. So, Oh, this looks nice as a start, I think. Yeah, and so on. Of course, here you can make this thicker again here. If we make it here, go to the spheres here, we can, let's try to thicken the whole cloner. Thicken 5. That works perfect. I have now no bevel on it. You see that it works as well because here we have some artifacts, but this maybe we can change with the font tag here, and it changes a little bit, but not a lot. Let's go to here. I copy these two tags. No, I need only one. Try to put it on the thicken. Let's see if this makes something. No. Uh, what can we do? Yeah, we can put in a bevel in between. That should help. Oh, we go to the object endguns. Let's stay with the endguns. We can try to make more subdivisions. Okay, more subdivisions helps. But then it makes it slower as well. But let's see if a bevel helps here. Under the thicken, I drag in a bevel deformer. Yeah. Set it to solid 2 or 5. And the bevel, let's see the topology. That works not as expected, but there's no problem. We get it. So here it works. So when we go here to 3, let's say, with 2 subdivisions. Yeah, something like that. You see that? That looks nice. That looks nice and smooth. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And you can try it with many shapes. I don't know what you could try here. That's also try it with yeah, every shape you can use. A pyramid, maybe a cone, and whatever. Yeah, you can show me, or I would like that if you show me your results and ideas. But this, I have only one the last time who shows me every time the results, which is really nice. And this is Susie. But the other guys, I don't know. They are shamed. No need to look. It looks so nice. And yeah, that's it. So as I said, to the shading and everything, you can download from my Patreon because this is really easy to shade. As I said, this is just a normal shader with a curvature on it, curvature node on it, and that's it. And the same you can do with physical render. And if you need this physical render file, if you're Patreon and need the physical render file, please let me know on Patreon and I will upload one. You can do the same with the curvature, but in the physical render you would do it with the ambient occlusion shader, which you find in the effects here. So let's see. Here you have an ambient occlusion shader, and if you go to this ambient occlusion shader, invert direction and invert the gradient, you will get something similar. Okay, that's it. I hope you like this one, and the next tutorial will come as soon as possible, of course. And I'm not entirely sure which one we do next, and we will see. Sometimes when it's like this one, this was not planned. So, but if a patron wants something or asks something, of course I wanna do it as quick as possible. Maybe we make. I don't know. Do you want to see something for this one here? But this I only made just to test some effects in here, like these effects here in DaVinci Resolve. This is like a mirror effect here, and I can show this as well. But this one is the start here is quite nice, and here the fireball here. This is just a displacement and shading. This is no pyro, no nothing. This is just displacement and shading. Okay, yeah, I think did I upload this one on Patreon? I am not entirely sure, but I think so. I think I uploaded this on Patreon. I'm quite sure I uploaded it because I normally I upload everything I preview. So let's see. We can have a look. Go to my Patreon site here, and this is whoop whoop. Yeah, the project file is here. So good, nice. That's it. We will see us soon, I promise. So the latest will be on a weekend, but I think I make something before weekend. Uh, yeah, and if you have requests, complaints, or uh, questions, simple questions, then let me know in the comments on Facebook site, Facebook group, or wherever you want. You will find the links in the description, and yeah, that's more or less it. Yeah, one thing why this is inspired by some one. You will find the link to the inspiration. You will find the link in the description. Let's see, maybe I find it here somewhere for quickly. Let's see. Where the desktop? There is so much on my desktop. Tutorial, beta tutorial, Facebook, tutorial upload. Let's see what's that. I think I have it. Copy and whoops, bring it in here. This is inspired by here, by him, Joseph Ryba. Yep. And we will find the link in the description, of course. Good. Now it's finished. I wish you all a nice a nice evening or a nice rest of the day or the start in the day. I don't know. And hope you are all well and happy. And yeah, that's it. Wish you all the best here from Austria, Vienna. And tschüss und Baba.